All right, guys, welcome back. Coming to you live Tuesday night after the Sixers fall to the lowly Brooklyn Nets. Literally one of the most pathetic games I've seen this team play all year and honestly for a few years. I mean, they've had some bad losses, but this was pathetic. So let's dive into it. Coming into this game, they were missing Dominic Barlow, they were missing VJ Edgecombe, and they were missing Quentin Grimes all out due to illness. And then, of course, they were missing Kelly Oubre and Trendon Watford because of their existing injuries. But they still had Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid. And you thought that would be enough to beat the Brooklyn Nets. And apparently Vegas thought the same thing because they were 10-point favorites. And the Nets have like one good player in Michael Porter Jr. And of course, they let him score 25 points in the first half. But where this game was lost was in the first quarter when Tyrese Maxey attempted one shot. I don't know what happened to him tonight. This was the worst game I've ever seen him play. Now, there have been games where he shot the ball poorly, but he looked totally checked out tonight. I don't know if he is still ill, dealing with an illness. I'm like checking my phone right now to see if there was like, did he have like a death in the family that he's talking about post game? That's how bad he was. Like just straight up. Not even missing shots. He looked hesitant, looked disinterested. His body language was terrible. I mean, in the first quarter, going into a game where you know that you're missing Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe, you're missing a starter, two starters actually, Barlow included, and then Quentin Grimes, your sixth man. You have to come out with the necessary energy. This is the guy that came into the season saying we need to have a standard. We need to set a standard no matter who's playing. We come out and play the same way, hard, aggressive every night. And to this point, he's lived up to that. But tonight, I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, are you just deferring to Embiid because you still think it's 2023? It's not. You're the best player on the team. The offense runs through you. It does not run through Joel. There's a reason why even when Joel is playing well, they're not beating the shit out of these teams like the Brooklyn Nets. Because the Nets will just keep shooting threes while Joel will just keep shooting mid-rangers. And he's not getting to the line at the same rate he did years ago. He's not converting free throws the same rate he did years ago. Granted, he's still a good free throw shooter. But the best version of this team is when Joel Embiid is a complementary piece and he's a finisher, not a play creator. But for whatever reason, Tyrese Maxey is still acting like this is excusable, and it's like his rookie year is just standing in the corner doing nothing. One shot attempt in the first quarter, just a complete no-show, not coming into the game with any amount of respect for the other team or the game of basketball. You don't get to disrespect the game like this and get away with it. You'll lose every time. You can't just stand in the corner and take one shot attempt. And then, of course, the rest of the game, he couldn't get into a rhythm. And he was passive. I mean, he had Nick Claxton on him on the perimeter several times, and he just kept passing the ball. He had a fast break opportunity against Danny Wolf, where normally he would just rise up and finish over him, and he passed out to Jabari Walker, and he airballed a three. I don't know what. I don't know if he was playing injured or what. But that was truly the most pathetic game I've ever seen him play. And I don't care how many, Kate and Ala, that's a whole other topic for another day. They are the worst announcers ever. They're giggling on the broadcast and they're trying to create excuses for why the Sixers lost. Please stop it. The Nets are tanking. They have one good player, and you lost to them. I don't care if you're missing every single starter. It's pathetic. But it all comes back to Maxey. I mean, even when Embiid played well and he got injured in the game, and it's like, who fucking cares at this point? Like, just medically retire or play. I don't give a shit. Just stop this. I don't care. But he's actually playing well, but the team's not doing well because they're not shooting as many threes when the ball is in his hands that much. And even the 3-point attempts they do get are not in rhythm. Maxey only shot 5 threes, which shows you that this was a game where, again, he was out of rhythm, not being assertive enough. He was driving to the basket recklessly and not even being able to finish the shots he normally finishes. I don't know what was going on with him. It was just so out of character. I don't know if he was dealing with something or what. We'll see. Maybe after I make this video, there'll be a whole speak post game. But that's just unacceptable from a team leader and a guy that's an MVP candidate. And for a team that wants to be taken seriously as a playoff contender, not a championship contender, but you were a top 4 seed in the East heading into this game, and you just lost. And it's such a shame because you just had back-to-back good games against the Mavs, one of the games, and then I forget who the other one was against. But the point is that the Knicks, I'm sorry. two back-to-back games against one really good team and a one bad team. But VJ Edgecombe played great in both. Tyrese Maxey played great in both. And you were hoping they could carry on this momentum. They're starting to be like this cool, fun, young, exciting team that doesn't have expectations. And then they just come out and just lay an egg like this, and it's just pathetic. This is something I expect from a team where Joel Embiid is the leader, not Tyrese Maxey. So it was one game, but it's very frustrating because it wasn't just about missing shots. And I see people making excuses like, oh, he was just playing off ball because and he wasn't as aggressive because he was having an off night. How can you have an off night when you only take one shot in the first quarter? Of course you're going to have an off night. It's like saying you can't miss if you only take one shot. Well, no shit. It's the smallest sample size ever. And then Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon come in the game, and it's like this is where Tyrese really needs to start shooting more. And again, he's running off ball. Why? It's just a maddening game because of the result, but also the process. So now we got to sit on this loss, stew on this loss for another 2 fucking days. And then now the tough part of their schedule comes up. They'll be starting a road trip, a West Coast road trip. Their Disney on Ice annual West Coast road trip that they do every year around this time. So it's really just disappointing and frustrating. But they play Chicago on Friday at Chicago, another bad team that they lost to early on in the season where they blew a 24-point lead. So hopefully Maxey plays better, and whatever happens with Joel, I don't really care about that. But hopefully they start to get guys back and they perform better. But this was an unacceptable game for Maxey from a production standpoint, but also a process standpoint. And hopefully things get better. That's all I got for now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys next time.